The Hard Truth with Akosia Konedu, only on Viasat 1.
Brought to you by EcoBank.
Tonight, the hard truth comes to you from the colorful Oguaa Fetu Afahye of the people of Cape Coast. This documentary ushers in our expanded catalogue of your favorite current affairs show, The Hard Truth. Tonight, we delve into an important issue that affects the celebration and passage of traditions to future generations through the annual celebrations of traditional festivals. Now, are these traditional practices gradually being diluted by contemporary culture and commercialization? What will be the future of these traditional practices as the younger generation adopts more westernized cultures? You are watching The Hard Truth, and we are proudly brought to you by Octoglo Ghana Limited and supported by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. An easy-going fishing town, originally known as Cabo Corso by the Portuguese, Cape Coast remains one of the most culturally significant locations in West Africa. The capital of Cape Coast Metropolitan Assembly in the central region of Ghana has a rich and illustrious history with strong colonial influences from the 16th century until Ghana's independence. Cape Coast was founded by the people of Oguaa, with the people primarily engaged in fishing and farming activities. The people had their existing systems for societal interactions and governance, with authority vested in the traditional chiefs. In 1471, the first Europeans, the Portuguese, arrived on the coast, where they encountered the various existing kingdoms, as well as rich minerals deposits such as gold. By 1482, the Portuguese had built the Enak Castle, from which they traded slaves, gold, knives, beads, mirrors, ramps, guns with the locals. The success of trading brought other Europeans to the coast, such as the British, Dutch, Danish, and Swedish, who also built the various forts and castles along the coast. Cape Coast was one of the largest slave trading centers in West Africa, and the height of it received slaves from locations as far away as Burkina Faso and Niger. Cape Coast Castle was one of the central points for slave trade, and it was modified to include dungeons which could hold up to 1,000 slaves while waiting to be transported to Europe and Americas. Due to the profitability of slave trade to the Europeans, there was a lot of conflict among them, which led to the changing of hands of the Cape Coast Castle to the Swedes, who built it, to the Dutch, and then finally captured by the British in 1664. By 1884, the British dominated all European activities along the coast, using Cape Coast as their base of operations. However, they relocated to Accra following the opposition to the window tax in 1877. Though Cape Coast still bears the marks of the colonial past, with buildings from that era still existent, the Cape Coast Enak castles have been restored and currently are World Heritage Sites. That era still passed down through the generations. Today, Cape Coast is a bustling township which boasts of numerous educational institutions, like the University of Cape Coast, Cape Coast Polytechnic, and many other second cycle institutions that dot it. It also boasts of many other tourist attractions like the Kakum National Park, 30 kilometers from central Cape Coast, the Monkey Sanctuary, International Stingless Bee Center, and a bustling nightlife. The Oguaa Fetu Afahye is celebrated annually by the chiefs and people of Cape Coast every first week in September. The history behind this colorful celebration, as told by historians, is the plague that affected the people of Cape Coast. It was also devastating that the people had to call on their gods for help, who helped them eliminate it. Hence the name Fetu, originally a Fintu, meaning doing away with dirt. Thus, the Fetu Afahye is celebrated to thank the 77 gods of the Oguaa traditional area for their help in fighting off the plague, and also to commemorate a bumper harvest from the sea. The Fetu Afahye has been celebrated by the people for many generations, though however the colonial masters banned for a period, depicting it as a black Christmas and a bad traditional phenomenon. However, after the religious struggle from various personalities in the Oguaa traditional area, the festival finally resumed. It is now used as a calendar for the farming seasons of the Oguaa traditional area.
The Hard Truth with Okosia Konedu, only on Viasat 1.
Brought to you by EcoBank. EcoBank, we see a great future, one that's full of opportunity for those who want to be the best. With over 1,000 branches of a single bank across 33 African countries, it's a future where trade can flourish without boundaries. The future is breathtaking, with enormous cross-border investments helping business and government build new infrastructure, while individuals achieve their ambitions right across Africa. The future is Pan-African, and EcoBank is the Pan-African bank.
Prior to the start of the celebration, the Manhene of the Oguaa traditional area is confined for a week to meditate with the gods and ancestors, and also getting necessary medical attention to prepare him for the rigors of the celebration. Before the start of the celebrations, there is a temporary ban on drumming and noise making, as well as fishing in the Fosu Lagoon. After these activities, libation, prayers, and vigils take place along the lagoon and displays of the priests and priestesses of the traditional area.
Tourists, the Penabi and Ibu Benchanano. It's a Benchanana. Asafu Bokuja, Asafu, Pia Bokuja, Yakuaja, Nivia Akfaya Apathy, the Bokum Wakaro, the Bokus at Joda, Yakoma that in Nada, a man about to race Wabakani, about to America and the Yamabo to Mikawa, in Sunodo. Nivia, Yanata, Bensoy, number 1, number 2. They are number 1. Yabaya Mamra, a mamma which one as a war, Sunodo. Livia, there shall add to a patchy. There's a Bayino Bugita, there as I him for Caro, there's the number 1. The air for Pompey. Nan may say, Yay Bassa, about 2 true. The say 2 true Livia. Now, there you know the Abos. no Oguaa so. But why ever no picture yes so the Oguaa about 2 tray basa. Oguaa so basa. Na patron, you is a him fun. As a year more, there's a by face a blue by him. Yeah. Oh yeah, then. About come, I will be a Bosmacasa Okuma. About come my dad. Livia was in trouble, Manas. Livia will trap. No, Adamah. Guaman, Yabus, you know what? Livia, you kiss your mind. The kitchen from women then. Yeah, I asked a question. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7. If you are buff and half of it, they are working some fans of him. I say, get some fans of him all we are. They are about 2 cents. The Abbas are good. I may ask our baby. Sir, Mr. Piroko, number 2 ultra, on to walk. Macadon, Macadon, your radio. They are Bomanaza, near Beshamo. Victoria Parker. Here we are. Yaguaya Kaka, my Betty. And I do that. The aqua money now, train. If you are this way, if you are baby, what's an hour? Near what, if you are like as an hour. Oh, this way more. Yes, I go near the aqua. As some lots in I'm a I'm a master for Drummond. And see about what? More to Transani, about 1 pay. I guess you ask a for you both want your years away. About 1 years away. Now, some friends say, "I over for her." Do a couple. The baby, near Oguaa, as well by the man, Penny Bassa. You are not an address near your party. The other shine and go for one of an armor. And I have an fashion. The Prince of Fenochi. The hour is not that too. Nothing. I could be out with that. I want to. Apart from Bronya, no, you are the Bronya. And then what coming, you're done for my little in Fida. You try, which wasn't a true bomb and no, we'll try. To which another consider. If you are dressed, you have to cook, you can just walk. In fact, if you near one, I saw. And I knew to another man. I saw I am to the man near the other bar, near Bapu, your parking. If you are going to feel, now if you are going this way, I suffer 7. If you are going to say, work is out. See that we are in the apple. Captain, if you debut, it's our summer Martin.
The festival certainly draws many visitors to Cape Coast for the weekend, made up of Ghanaians and expatriates to join in the celebrations. For many of these, as well as the town people, the festival has different meanings to them. Hotels are often booked 2 months or more in advance of the festival, and it's almost impossible to get one during the festival weekend.
I think Cape Coast, I like Cape Coast because the people are at peace and together, and it's very traditional with a lot of culture, and I think the Cape Coast Festival brings out the culture more for me, as far as seeing the African chiefs and the queens and all the people dancing. I think it's a good festival, and I hope I always be able to come to see it.
And now I'm in Cape Coast in August, and I stayed for the festival because I heard it's a lot of fun, and I can only say it is truly a lot of fun. So yesterday was Orange Friday, and before I couldn't have imagined it would be so crazy, but it's really, really, really crazy, and it was so much fun. And today we saw all the chiefs and the king of, the Fancy King, the king of Cape Coast. So it's really interesting, and I really enjoy the festival.
I'm here with the KK Street team, you know what I'm saying? And it's the 2016 Fetu Afahye. It's going down so hard and so much fun. You can see what's going on. So much people, so much fun. It's really good, you know what I'm saying? Come here. If you're not here, you're missing so much.
Though the Oguaa Fetu Afahye has deep cultural and historical significance to the people of Cape Coast, in modern times, however, there has been an influx of contemporary culture and commercialization of the celebrations. This has not been limited to the Oguaa Fetu Afahye alone, as it is a common feature in most festivals in Ghana to see branded stands and activities in many traditional festivals and even non-traditional festivals. The 2016 Oguaa Fetu Afahye was headlined by the largest telecommunication company in Ghana, MTN, which has held that right for a number of years. The company also headlines festivals in other parts of the country.
Anywhere we have festivals that people portray the best in them, we try as much as we can to represent them. And as you can see, everywhere is yellow this year in Oguaa Fetu Afahye, and you can see the sales stand here trying to bring whatever we have to the people of this community. And like I told you, as an African company, because we cherish and uphold the heritage of the people of this particular country, we have partnered with the Traditional Council to ensure that this year's program comes to a successful, and for that matter, we sponsored it. We are one of the leading sponsors, and also we try to make it very festival as much as we can. So we had what we call MTN Cultural Fest, where we had a procession on the streets with the chiefs to ensure that we portray what we mean when we say festival in Africa.
The Orange Friday Carnival forms one of the main highlights of the Oguaa Fetu Afahye, and it draws about 5,000 revelers to the street of Cape Coast. The carnival starts from Pedu Junction through to the Kotokraba market area.
The Hard Truth with Akosia Konedu, only on Viasat 1.
Brought to you by EcoBank. At EcoBank, we see a great future, one that's full of opportunity for those who want to be the best. With over 1,000 branches of a single bank across 33 African countries. It's a future where trade can flourish without boundaries. The future is breathtaking, with enormous cross-border investments helping business and government build new infrastructure, while individuals achieve their ambitions right across Africa. The future is Pan-African, and EcoBank is the Pan-African bank.
The Saturday after the carnival marks the Durbar of chiefs and people, and it's an opportunity for the traditional leadership to outline their plans and projects for the coming year, as well as an appearance from political leaders. The President of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, was at the Durbar of chiefs and people to outline the government's plan for the area.
I'm delighted once again to join you to celebrate the second anniversary of the Fetu Afahye of the chiefs and people of the Oguaa traditional area. Nanano Cape Coast is one of the world's most recognized townships by virtue of it being the cradle of education in Ghana, and also it was the colonial capital of the then Gold Coast colony. And not far from here we have the iconic Cape Coast Castle, which is now the United Nations World Heritage Site, as it feeds the attractiveness of Cape Coast as a tourist, educational, and research destination. All these remarkable attractions in addition to the celebration of the Fetu Afahye, have boosted the region's global appeal and made Cape Coast a popular choice for visitors. Fetu is a popular festival on Ghana's cultural calendar. This is evidenced by the increasing number of patrons from all over the world who join the residents of Cape Coast to celebrate this important event. Nana Chairman, Central Region is home to numerous cultural festivals, and prominent among these are Fetu Afahye, we have Abuache, we have Baketue, and we have Oguaa Fetu Festival. I must congratulate Nana and the planning committee on the innovative additions that you make to Fetu Afahye every year. This year, the inclusion of the Orange Friday Carnival. This year, the inclusion of the Orange Friday Carnival has raised the Fetu Afahye to another level of uniqueness in Ghana. This is commendable and has made Fetu one of the most enjoyable festivals on Ghana's cultural calendar. Ladies and gentlemen, festivals are important reference points that have guided us through our past to our present. During festivals, the chief and people come together to take stock of the events of the past year. It is a time for homecoming when families unite with other members to share ideas, iron out family differences, and instill traditional values in the younger generation and to plan for a better future. Nana, I wish you a happy Fetu Afahye. Long live Oguaa, long live Fetu Afahye, long live Ghana. I thank you and may God bless us all.
The changing face of these traditional celebrations seems to be spearheaded by youth who find themselves engaged in various merrymaking, nighttime celebrations and street activities. These often go even during key traditional activities, thus bringing up the question of whether the traditional essence of these festivals is important to them. The Oguaa Fetu Afahye still remains one of the biggest and culturally significant festivals of the people of Cape Coast, and yet with commercialization and contemporary youth culture gradually filtering in, the protection of the traditional culture and its undiluted passage to the younger generation still remains significant. Commercial companies will continue to seek out profiteering opportunities from these gatherings of people, and for many of these as well, it remains an opportunity to socialize and make merry. Yet in all this, cultural significance should remain paramount to these celebrations. Thank you for watching this exciting documentary, and expect to see more riveting and educative pieces on the hard truth. My name is Nana Akosua Samuels, and we are proudly brought to you by Octoglo Ghana Limited and supported by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. Good evening.